Hi guys, I'm back for another video, and for today's video I'm going to tackle about the summary in chapter 5, Ethernet. So let's start. Ethernet protocol includes Ethernet frame and Ethernet MAC address. The Ethernet frame includes Ethernet encapsulation, MAC sublayer, Ethernet evolution, and Ethernet frame fields. Ethernet encapsulation Ethernet is the most widely used LAN technology today. Ethernet operates in the data link layer and the physical layer. It is family of networking technologies that are defined in the IEEE 802.2 and 802.3 standards. MAC sublayer. The Ethernet MAC sublayer has two primary responsibilities: data encapsulation and bit access control. Next, Ethernet evolution. Since the creation of Ethernet in 1973, standards have evolved for specifying faster and more flexible versions of the technology. Ethernet frame fields. The minimum Ethernet frame size is 64 bytes and the maximum is 1518 bytes. Then, Ethernet MAC address. It includes MAC address and hexadecimal, MAC address, Ethernet identity, frame processing, MAC address representations, unicast MAC address, broadcast MAC address, and multicast MAC address. So first is MAC address. An Ethernet MAC address is a 48-bit binary value expressed as 12 hexadecimal digits, or 4 bits per hexadecimal digit. MAC address and Ethernet identity. In Ethernet, every network device is connected to the same shared media. Ethernet was once predominantly a half-duplex topology using a multi-access bus, or later Ethernet hubs. Frame processing. The MAC address is often referred to as a burned-in address, or BIA, because historically this address is burned into ROM or read-only memory on the NIC. This means that the address is encoded into the ROM chip permanently. MAC address representations. On the Windows host, the ipconfig or all command can be used to identify the MAC address of an Ethernet adapter. Unicast MAC address. In Ethernet, different MAC addresses are used for layer 2, unicast, broadcast, and multicast communications. Broadcast MAC address. A broadcast packet contains a destination IPv4 address that has all ones in the host portion. Multicast MAC address. Multicast addresses allow a source device to send a packet to a group of devices. Next, LAN switches. It includes the MAC address table, switch forwarding methods, and switch port settings. The MAC address has switch fundamentals, learning MAC address, and filtering frames. So first, switch fundamentals. A layer 2 Ethernet switch uses MAC addresses to make forwarding decisions. Learning MAC address. The switch dynamically builds the MAC address table by examining the source MAC address of the frames received on a port. Filtering frames. As a switch receives frames from different devices, it is able to populate its MAC address table by examining the source MAC address of every frame. Switch forwarding methods. It includes frame forwarding methods on Cisco switches, cut-through switching, and memory buffering on switches. So frame forwarding methods on Cisco switches. Switches use one of the following forwarding methods for switching data between network ports: store and forwarding switching and cut-through switching. The hetero-switching, the switch acts upon the data as soon as it is received, even if the transmission is not complete. Then memory buffering on switches. An Ethernet switch may use a buffering technique to store frames before forwarding them. Buffering may also be used when the destination port is busy due to congestion and the switch stores the frame until it can be transmitted. Switch port settings. It includes duplex and speed settings and auto MDIX. Duplex and speed settings. Two of the most basic settings on a switch are the bandwidth and duplex settings for each individual switch port. Auto MDIX. In addition to having the correct duplex setting, it is also necessary to have the correct cable type defined for each port. Address resolution protocol includes MAC and IP, ARP or ARP, and ARP issues. So first, MAC and IP address. Destination on same network and destination remote network. There are two primary addresses assigned to a device on Ethernet LAN. First is physical address or the MAC address and logical address or the IP address. Then destination remote network. When the destination IP address is on a remote network, the destination MAC address will be the address of the host default gateway. The router's NIC or the router's NIC. Introduction to ARP in ARP. Recall that every device with an IP address on an Ethernet network also has an Ethernet MAC address. When a device sends an Ethernet frame, it contains these two addresses, destination MAC address and source MAC address. ARP functions. When the packet is sent to the data link layer to be encapsulated into an Ethernet frame, the device refers to a table in its memory to find the MAC address that is mapped to the IPv4 address. Removing entries from an ARP table. For each device, an ARP cache timer removes ARP entries that have not been used for a specified period of time. ARP tables. Next, ARP issues. ARP broadcast and ARP spoofing. So, ARP broadcast. As a broadcast frame, an ARP request is received and processed by every device on the local network. On a typical business network, this broadcast would probably have minimal impact on network performance. ARP spoofing. In some cases, the use of ARP can lead to a potential security risk known as ARP spoofing or ARP poisoning. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you for watching. ARP issues. So it includes ARP broadcast and ARP spoofing. ARP broadcast. As a broadcast frame, an ARP request is received and processed by every device on the local network. On a typical business network, this broadcast would probably have minimal impact on network performance. However, if a large number of devices were to be powered up and all start accessing network services at the same time, there could be some reduction in performance for a short period of time, as after the devices send out the initial ARP broadcast and have learned the necessary MAC addresses, any impact on the network will be minimized. Next is ARP spoofing. In some cases, the use of ARP can lead to a potential security risk known as ARP spoofing or ARP poisoning. This is a technique used by an attacker to reply to an ARP request for an IPv4 address belonging to another device, such as a default gateway. The attacker sends an ARP reply with its own MAC address. The receiver of the ARP reply will add the wrong MAC address to its ARP table and send these packets to the attacker. Enterprise-level switches include mitigation techniques known as dynamic ARP inspection or DAI. DAI is beyond the scope of this course. So that's all for today and thank you.